Do you have any advice for when you're still in a job that drains your energy, but you actually really need that energy in order to work on launching your own business so that you can quit and do what you love? It feels like a vicious cycle, feels very stuck. I'm afraid that if I quit without having that new business up and running yet, I'll become even more stressed, go more in survival, and be therefore even more self-sabotaging, procrastinating. But staying in that job also keeps me in survival mode. What am I not seeing here? Right now though, here's what you must do in your life. You got to conduct what's called an energy audit. Now, this is what most of us never do. We know where roughly our time goes in life, true. We know roughly how long we've spent on something, yes or no? But we never really know how much energy that thing has taken. Because how many of you can think of something right now or someone right now, just you even thinking about them drains your energy? How many of you can think of that person? If so, say yes. Some of you are frowning at me. Yeah, you can really think of that person. How many of you, though, on the flip side, you can think of someone who enhances your energy, fuels you? Yes, as in it gives you fuel. It gives you fuel. It gives you fuel. So these are called energy vampires. These are the energy enhancers. And you'll notice throughout your day, there are things that drain, there are things that fuel. And so if you are right now working a job, okay, and it's draining your energy, you got to begin to balance that day. Anytime you're going through a session or a moment in life that's going to be a drainer, make sure you follow it up with an enhancer. For example, if you know you're about to go for a meeting with a supervisor that drains your energy, make sure whatever's scheduled after that is an enhancement of your energy. To put simply, the biggest lie you've been told regarding becoming a world-class time manager is that time can be managed. Remember, we've all got the same 1,440 minutes in a day. That's 24 hours. Time is an equalizer of life. You cannot manage time. Time is ticking always, but you can manage yourself better in relation to time. True. That's a very big difference, by the way. And the way you manage yourself better in relation to time is by becoming an excellent, world-class energy manager. What peak productivity is all about is a peak energy management. Because have you noticed if you're in a great state, you tend to focus. You tend to get stuff done. Yes or no? And you've also noticed if you do not manage your energy well, you get to home from work and you're drained. Discipline is low. So even though you promise you're going to eat healthy, you're reaching into the snack cupboard. You're procrastinating, watching kitten videos on YouTube until an Asian guy with a British accent pops up on the freaking advert and you're like, oh, not that guy again. Get him off my feed. But eventually you sign up to that webinar and then you sign up to LMA. No? Yeah? But in all seriousness, you'll notice those are the days you didn't manage your energy well. You were drained. True. And sometimes you've done so little, but you still feel drained. And that's because all throughout the day, all you've had is energy vampires. So you want to ensure you can conduct what's called this energy audit to really see where these fluctuation of energy happens. Now, because your aim is to build a business, yes, on the side, it means you've got to become a world-class energy manager. If you don't, you'll never have the energy to build that business on the side. The great news is this. Let me ask you this. When you agree, if you're going through an event in your life, okay, and you are allowing that event, which is your job you hate, if you're allowing that event to control what you think, oh, I hate my job, and as a result of that thinking, you allow it to control what you feel. Oh, I hate my job. So now you're feeling hate. Now you're feeling depleted. And you allow what you feel to control what you think, and what you think control what you feel, think, feel. This will create what we like to call a state of being. Yes or no? And before you know it, you go from having a situation to becoming the situation itself. Before you know it, you go from having a problem to now becoming the problem. And if you're the problem, you can never free yourself from the problem. True. What we call this is a victim. And if you're feeling bad, imagine how I feel. It's got the freaking name Tim in it. I mean, it's affirming to my limiting belief. This is who I am, huh? Right? In all seriousness, I used to be a world-class victim. Yeah, it's awful, I know. But in all seriousness, think about victim mentality. They allow the circumstances in their life to control what they think and feel. If you're allowing the problems in your life to control what you think and feel, and you're guiding your life using the byproduct of the emotional problems that you have, then it makes sense why you'll never ever be able to change your life. True, true. But if every day you're waking up in the same emotional state of being and thinking, look in the mirror, reminding yourself how you should act, then it makes sense why you'll never be able to change the situation. Because you're stuck in autopilot. You're stuck in this trance. True, true. So what is the alternative? You go from victim mindset to a heart fluencer. A heart fluencer doesn't require the circumstances to control what they think and feel, because they realize it is what they think and feel that creates better circumstances. You become a heart fluencer, right? You become a heart fluencer, and you begin to take control of your emotional state in spite of the conditions in your life. One could say in that moment, you become greater than your situation, your problem. And it's in that moment you can rise above it. And perhaps you can even have these terrible moments where you're in front of triggers, but you're still able to preserve and protect the energy. True, true. This is what we like to call the art of having good, bad days, right? And a wise sports coach, a world-class sports coach once said, if you want to know the difference between Olympians, world-class, versus dabbler, he said, Olympians allow themselves to have good, bad days. As in they're having a bad day, but they make it good. They make it great. They make it world-class. Are you getting this? And that's, of course, what it means to be more responsible. And this is what the LMA naturally begins to program into you, is to take charge, is to make a new choice. In each and every moment, remember, you've got the power of choice. Even if you're in front of a toxic person, you are in control. You can choose, how do I want to respond? How do I want to perceive it? You know, two men sat behind bars, one saw stars, the other saw mud. What are you going to choose to focus on? Is it going to help you? Is it going to fuel you? Or is it going to drain you? You know, Mother Teresa's, the Mahatma Gandhis, they didn't require positive people all the time to be surrounding them for them to be holding this unconditional loving focus. In fact, the rumors had it that the more toxic somebody were to Mahatma Gandhi, the more he gave them love, because those people needed it most. How many of you are getting this? So they were using the external environment to more strengthen who they want to be. How many of you are following so far, by the way? You begin to learn these secrets that can set you free to help you to be more responsible. And let's say you're on the way to work tomorrow, yes? And on the way to work, you're reminding yourself of who you want to be, not who you've been. You now want to be this empowering entrepreneur who displays empathy, an empathetic leader. And let's say you get to work and you see that same toxic boss who always triggers you, knows your buttons. But in that moment, you decide, instead of reacting, you decide to display empathy. One could say in that moment, you have taught your body what your mind has intellectually understood. True or true? And if you repeat that process enough, where you keep teaching the body what your mind understands, one could say you don't have to be affirming anything, doing affirmations. I am an empathetic leader. No, because you will be an empathetic leader. This is why we say knowledge is for the mind. Experiences is for the body. So next time you're in this experience, the job you hate, how can you give yourself a new lesson for the body? Making sense, by the way.